Good morning, folks, and welcome back to Almus Market Mornings. Yesterday, the UN saw a twist. US and Russia both nixed a Europe-backed resolution on Ukraine. Meanwhile, Bank of Korea cut rates and Nvidia's earnings drop tomorrow. AI's market pull is on the line. JK, what's your take?
Good morning, Swaraj. Yes, significant day in terms of events and also what people are looking forward to. However, market moves themselves were limited, particularly in the currencies. Yes, as you mentioned, the US and Russia actually joined to vote against the UN General Assembly resolution condemning Russia's war against Ukraine, a day which was the third anniversary of Russia-Ukraine war. So the Ukrainian and European-backed resolution saw US at odds with its long-time European alliance and instead aligned with the aggressor in the war. So this is in the background of US efforts to get peace talks going and achieve a ceasefire. In fact, what we have heard is that Ukraine and US are also in the final stages of negotiation for a deal on the minerals, which is a part of the deal that US is trying to broker. And Trump also mentioned that the end of Ukraine war could be there in weeks, and he would be willing to go to Moscow at the appropriate time. So actually, these are positive developments. Of course, UN event was significant in terms of the global picture, but definitely this is positive news as far as the war is concerned. Moving away from geopolitics, German politics again on the radar of traders and investors because it is very likely that the formation of the coalition government will not happen immediately as per indications from the new chancellor. It could be as late as 18th April. And of course, the far right alternative and left party have secured one third of the seats, which means, there can be some blockades to constitutional changes that the German leader is new German leader is looking to achieve. But there is a good effort to see that, there is a constitutional change for achieving a change in the debt break that the German has. And in fact, German central bank Bundesbank's monthly report also gave an approval for removing the debt brake for infra spending and rapid rise in defense spending. All of this, could spur Europe's growth and will have a positive influence on the whole region. Then moving away from that, you have on the economic side, we have seen a lot of regional business activity indices in the US coming lower, including those, Philadelphia Fed Business Activity Index. And yesterday also we had a few other regional indices, all of them showing business activity coming off. At the same time, most of them, like the New York Empire State prices paid, or Philadelphia, or even the ISM services prices paid, all of them have shown prices rising. So there is a concern that the while business activity and the economic activity is actually slowing down, the inflation is on the rise, and this also should be seen in the background of the planned tariff by Trump that could be even more threatening for price stability. So and we already know that there is a lot of government spending cuts and a reduction of staff in the government, the deportation of immigrants. All of this is likely to tell upon the employment situation, which eventually is going to reflect in the upcoming employment report, or the one which will be published in March. But the market is looking forward to a weak employment report going forward as well. So this adds to the series of uh, underwhelming economic report that we have seen from the US economy, and this could be behind the stock market again coming off yesterday. Although Dow remained steady, Nasdaq fell more than 1%. Of course, now the Nasdaq watchers are also looking forward to Nvidia results, which you talked about, which is going to be published post market hours today. And what they would be looking forward to is the demand projection from Nvidia, also to be seen in the light of Chinese AI development in DeepSeek. So they're also looking at how how the big tech companies like Microsoft or uh, laying out plans for their future investments in tech infra. So this zone or this tech area is receiving a lot of attention because of the huge valuations that the sector has got, and any major disappointment can lead to a big slide in the stock market of particularly in the tech stocks, with overvaluation concerns already permeating. Now, apart from the stocks news, we also have a lot of data coming up this week on the consumer confidence in the US, which will come today. That actually should be seen in the background of Michigan consumer sentiment, which fell heavily from 71.7 to 64.7. We'll also have the GDP number on Thursday, followed by PCE core inflation number on Friday. So this week happens to be a big week as far as the news is concerned. Market will await to digest all this before it makes the next move. On the dollar, seems to be on a holding pattern. Some amount of month-end related demand. Keeping the dollar on a bit side, but overall, I sense that looking at the yield which is coming off, and also the economic data that has come and that is likely to come weaker from the US. You see the dollar remaining on on the softer side, but immediate focus is on the Canada and Mexico, where the proposed 25% tariff was held back till March 1st, and that could become a reality next week unless the negotiations prove to be positive. So that is something that the market is looking. So near term, there is support for the dollar in terms of safe haven buying, but eventually look to see a weaker dollar, of course. And as far as the rupee is concerned, there is a saying which says that when US sneezes, others catch cold. So when the US market falls, it also impacts most of the other markets, and including India. And Indian markets reacted quite negatively to the Friday's fall in US markets, and we saw a new cycle low in the Indian major indices, and pressured by concerns over the reciprocal tariffs also, which likely to become reality, but perhaps depends on the extent, depending on how the negotiations go with the Indian government. But the market is not taking chances and still continue to sell. FIS continues to sell the Indian stocks. And yesterday was a hefty outflow of more than 6,000 crores from the Indian stock market. Yes, Indian rupee, of course, found a lot of bids around 86.50. That seems to be coming a new floor for the USD INR, where a lot of demand is concentrated. Even the PSC oil companies are buying there. It's likely that rupee can slightly weaken towards 87 levels, and of course the central bank's action at that level, and also how the global cues pan out in the coming days, including on the tariff, will determine whether the rupee will weaken further or puts up resistance at those levels. So all in all, a lot to look forward to in terms of news, and the moves may just be held back until all these news are digested fully by the market. Thank you.
Thank you, JK. And I think in your conclusion, I found a very good summary for this podcast, which is US sneezes and others catch a cold. So I'm going to use that. So
Yes.
that is absolutely a very good summary for what's been happening. Of course, lots to look forward to. As JK mentioned, a lot of regional economic activity index from US has been weak. The prices index are also rising. So basically, slowing economic activity plus inflation moving higher. That's going to be a concern for markets. How this Russia-US thing moves on, peace talks moves on, that's also going to be something markets watch out for. We have the Nvidia results. Again, AI stocks trading at quite a bit of premium. That's going to be on the and plus what's happening with China and their AI development activity. So all of this is also going to impact markets. And apart from that, we have the yields also coming off, dollar remaining on a holding pattern. For India, the woes are still there. FI continues to sell. Yesterday's outflow of more than 6,000 crores. So a lot of uncertainty overall, and markets remain quite volatile to these developments. We'll keep following up with the markets and keep you guys updated. We'll see you all on Thursday with the fresh round of updates, as tomorrow is a holiday on account of Mahashivratri. Thank you and have a nice day.